Chicago Sun-Times. Brian?
Sure. Hi, Raph. Sorry. Good to talk to you. Good to see you. First of all, how are you doing? How's everything going with you?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm good. I'm okay. It was a very tough week, very emotional week last week, but I was very happy that the club and the team and everyone was understanding that I wanted to go home and see my family and be there for them and with them. That meant a lot to me. But it was very emotional. And now I'm back, hanging in there. The situation with my dad is still ongoing. It's still very, very critical. But we decided with my wife then to come back because there wasn't much we could done after 1 week then waiting. So we decided to come back and obviously come back to Chicago and work again and hope for the best. That's where we are now. I'm obviously in exchange with my family all day and all the time and we pray and hope for the best.
Yeah, wow. I hope everything's okay with your dad and the rest of the family. And if this is a little trite, I apologize, but is it maybe work? Is that a good way for you to focus and dive back into the soccer? Or is it a good distraction? I mean, is it good? I guess, are you glad to be back is sort of what I'm saying with all the circumstances around you.
Look, I mean, I think we all, maybe some of you have already gone through difficult situations in life with close people, and we all go through that, and we still have jobs. There are certain things who are more important than football, and that's why I went back home last week. But I also know that my dad would have wanted me to go back to work and not just sit there and wait if there's nothing I can do. So we all agreed that it's best to come back. And come back to work, do my job, be with the team, be here, and obviously in my thoughts, I'm back home with my family and supporting them, and we're hoping. So that's where we are. Because I think you have to keep going on. You cannot just sit there. Last week it was very important for me to be there, physically be there, and with my family, with my sisters, my mom, and obviously before surgery with my dad. But now there is not much I could do in Switzerland, so I came back, and I'm happy to be back here, happy to be back at work with the team, with my staff, and like I said, the rest is we're hoping and praying.
All right, next we'll go to Pat McCraney from SB Nation. Pat.
Hey, Rafa, while you're dealing with this, we're all thinking about you and wishing you the best.
Thank you.
As far as the team goes, I guess when you were away, I'm sure you got to see the matches. What were your thoughts on the 3 matches? And the one issue that continues to plague the team is finishing. What can be done to improve that?
Yeah, I can tell you that it's way harder to be somewhere in a hotel room or in a room and watching these games on an iPad than being on the sideline. It's you're helpless. You can't do anything. So I didn't really enjoy that, I have to say. I was obviously watching the games, and of course, like everyone else here, I'm not happy with the results we made. I'm not happy with that we couldn't continue result-wise those good moments we had before the Nashville game. I still think that the last 2 performances were positive performances. The team, of course, when you are 2-0 up and you then don't win, it feels like a loss against DC United, and that's what it did for everyone here and for me. And then the Toronto game was a loss, but the performance with so much domination and so many chances and so much good football, it's tough to lose these games. But as we move on, and we have to move on and go to the next one, we try to take the positive out of this game and say, okay, guys, you played well. You created so many chances. You were able to go quite easily into the final third and create. And that is a positive. We have to take that. That should still give us confidence. Then, yes, there is little details to do better. on both ends on the field. Is it defending and is it finishing? And to your question is, how can you continue that or do better that? It's in training. It's being concentrated in every single training exercise, every single session you have. Whenever you are in the last final third in front of the goal, if it's with a simple finishing against mannequins, if it's with an opposition, you got to be focused. You got to be concentrated, and you got to keep working. That's all we can do. The positive thing is that the team creates chances, that we scored a lot of goals in the last 5-6 games. And so that is all positive. And we have to take this positive and move forward and take game by game.
All right, next, we'll go to Jeremy McCullough from the Tribune. Jeremy?
Hi, Rafa. Good afternoon. And thank you for the time and hope you're doing well. Being away from the team and seeing a few matches, did that kind of give you maybe a different perspective of how the team performs and maybe saw things in a different way?
No, not really. No, there wasn't any surprises besides obviously of the especially the Nashville game, which was a complete. Yeah, I mean, obviously everyone was surprised what happened there, and those are hopefully once a year games, which last year we didn't really have, but hopefully that's once a season. The game was done after 15 minutes. And you're happy you come out with no injuries. But otherwise, it didn't really give me anything else. I mean, I saw these games. Obviously, watching it on TV is a bit different. You don't have the full angle. You don't really see the full field. You cannot see the full movements of the team. But it didn't really give me another perspective or or surprise or anything.
All right, next, we'll go to Jonathan Segal from MLSsoccer.com. Jonathan?
Hi, Rafa. I'd echo the same sentiments of everyone else. Hope everyone in the Wicky family is doing well. While you were away, can you take us into the process of how you were staying in touch with the team, what you were doing from afar, whether that was in practice during the week, building out what you were going to do on the team was going to do on the field, game day, talking with Frank, just what were you able to do from afar?
Well, there were always a lot of games, so there wasn't much training. There was a lot of recovery and then preparation again. So I was obviously multiple times a day spoke with Frank. We called. I was able to see all the training sessions, the little ones who were. I was able to see them. We have a platform where I can watch those. And then it was just exchanging with Frank and obviously talking maybe tactics or formations or what we want to do, how we want to go with my staff. That's what we did. In the end of the day, then Frank was here with the staff. They got the feeling on actually how the players were, how the mood is, how they are. That's something I obviously couldn't get when I was far away. So we spoke more about tactics and how we want to go and formations and obviously Frank gave me an update if anyone was injured or hurt or tired or whatever, and that's how we then prepared these games. And I think I mean I knew leaving the day before Nashville game that the team is in good hands. I trust my staff. Frank has a lot of experience in coaching, and my staff worked together a year and a half. So I knew that the things will go smooth, and so it wasn't really a problem. We were in touch, and that was fine.
Yeah, and just looking ahead to this weekend with Philadelphia, how do you view that challenge, this game? They're coming off a pretty late draw at Miami. They performed better at home. That's just a fact this year. So how do you evaluate this challenge for the team?
It's going to be a tough game again. We know Philly well. We play them a lot of times. We play them as well in preseason. I know Jim Curtin well, and they're not going to change the way they play. We know what's going to come to us. We know what to expect, how Philly will play, if they drew or lost or won the last game, it's not really going to change their way of playing. So I think it's going to be a similar game as the two games we had here and all the games we've played against them. It's always a battle against Philly. They're a very well organized team. We respect them, but we also know that if we are well organized, concentrated, focused, and if we finish our challenges, we have possibilities to beat Philadelphia. We go with that mindset and we go with that belief to Philadelphia. But obviously, of course, it's a team who is in confidence, who is always quite high on the standing. So they're a team of confidence and a lot of continuity over the last years. But their style of play is not going to change.
Pat McCraney. Pat, are you with us? All right. That'll wrap things up for today. Thank you, Rafa. Appreciate
Thank you.
your time
Thank you,
this
guys.
afternoon. Take care. Excellent. Tomas, are you? Do you want to give us a quick mic check? Hello, Tomas, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Excellent.
Super.
Perfect. We'll go ahead and get started. Let's go back to Pat McCraney, whose mic is hopefully working now. Pat, go ahead.
It is, Jamie. Thank you. Frankie, good to talk to you. I wondered, it seems like since you've returned from the Euro, your play has hit another level and you've been playing quite well. Why do you think that is?
Proszę pana, od czasu powrotu z Euro wygląda na to, że pana gra w ogóle weszła na nowy, wyższy poziom. Jak pan myśli, dlaczego się tak stało?
Trzeba powiedzieć, myślę, że w reprezentacji mam tylu dobrych zawodników, że po prostu chyba mentalnie gdzieś poszedłem w górę i myślę, że to jest największy aspekt, dzięki któremu moja gra wygląda lepiej.
I'm not sure, but it seems that our national team has so many good players that just by, being with them, playing with them, that elevated my game.
All right, next we'll go to Brian Sandalo. Brian?
Sure. Hey, Frankie, thanks so much for making some time for us this afternoon. We appreciate it. We just talked to Coach Wicky, and obviously he's going through a personal situation right now. What do the players do to help him through it? Because obviously he's helped you guys through things in the past. What do you guys do to help him and support him when he's going through something that's very difficult?
Dzięki, że znalazł pan czas dzisiaj dla nas po południu. Chcemy spytać, mieliśmy teraz rozmowę z trenerem. Wiemy, że przechodzi przez bardzo trudną sytuację osobistą. Co panowie robią, żeby pomóc mu jakoś przejść przez tę sytuację, w której jest teraz, tak jak on wiele razy wam pomagał w różnych waszych trudnych sytuacjach? Co robicie, żeby mu pomóc?
Wiadomo, każdy się przejmuje sytuacją Rafy. Każdy myśli o nim, o jego tacie, o jego rodzinie. To nie jest łatwy moment. Wspieramy go jak możemy. Wiadomo, najlepiej też byłoby w tym momencie wygrywać mecze, żeby choć w jakimś momencie on mógł się cieszyć w tym jego ciężkim czasie. Niestety to też się nam nie udaje. Mam nadzieję, że po prostu z dnia na dzień stan jego rodziny, jego taty się poprawi, a my po prostu będziemy ciężko pracować, żeby po prostu w nadchodzącym meczu wygrać mecz.
Well, it's really that I think every player, I can say, thinks constantly about his family situation, his dad, the situation that he's facing. We really support him the best we can. We always try to be supportive. I wish we could also support him by winning our games. Unfortunately, this does not happen. This didn't happen. We certainly hope that his father's condition will improve day to day. Really, it will all be better. And also, we really work very hard on winning these games so he can feel our support in the most tangible terms.
All right, next we'll go to Daniel Bosiaga from Polski Radio. Daniel, go ahead. Your line is open.
I'll ask question in English and then in Polish. So going back to last game, you were able to create so many chances. However, you weren't able to capitalize it. How difficult, how frustrating is to see the opponent's goalkeeper to play the hero of the game. So w poprzednim spotkaniu stworzyliście całe mnóstwo sytuacji, nie wpadało. Na ile to jest frustrujące? Z jednej strony widzicie, że te sytuacje tworzycie, ale z drugiej strony nie udaje się, nie wpada i ostatecznie przegrywacie mecz.
Frustracja jest ogromna. W trakcie meczu, gdzie nie strzelamy jednej i drugiej, to tak człowiek jeszcze wierzy, że w końcu ona wpadnie. No nie wpadła tylko jedna, gdzie już naprawdę było ciężko o ten lepszy wynik. Nawet od razu po meczu, czy siedzisz w szatni, czy dzień po meczu w domu i się zastanawiasz, jak tego meczu nawet nie udało się zremisować, choć przy tylu sytuacjach powinniśmy ten mecz oczywiście wygrać. Frustracja jest ogromna, ale no takie mecze to jest piłka nożna. Najlepiej będzie się po prostu zrewanżować na najbliższym meczu i tyle.
Well, the frustration is tremendous. We tried and finally we hit one, but it was really hard sitting in the locker room or thinking the next day about the game, analyzing all these situations, thinking what went wrong, why we didn't even have a draw. We should have won it, obviously, but this is football. We did what we can. Our best chance is to play better at the next game and take revenge on them, so to speak. But the frustration was really, really palpable.
Ryan Sandalo?
Oh, I'm good. Thank you very much. I'm okay.
All right, we'll go back to Pat McCraney. Pat?
Frankie, touching on the finishing issue, how does the team improve that? Because to create that many chances, you should win the game. How can the team improve that situation and be able to finish some of those chances going forward?
Mówimy o tym końcowym, prawda, zmianie tych wytworzonych sytuacji na gole. Co próbujecie robić? Bo przecież jednak tych sytuacji stworzyliście takie wielkie mnóstwo, że no byliście powinni wygrać, nie ma co do tego wątpliwości. Jak myślicie, jak się zabrać do tego, żeby jeszcze właśnie tę ostatnią rzecz zrobić, żeby te szanse się zmieniały właśnie w wynik?
Najważniejszą częścią po prostu, żeby zmienić, to jest trening, żeby w treningu pozostać na treningu strzeleckim, po prostu kończyć sytuację z każdej możliwej sytuacji i tylko tak człowiek może takie sytuacje wykorzystywać, jak przeciwko Toronto, gdzieś chodzi też o sferę pewnie mentalną, gdzieś człowiek po jednej, drugiej szansie się załamuje, a to powinno pójść w drugą stronę, że po prostu po pierwszej, drugiej, jeżeli się nie wykorzysta, trzeba po prostu iść dalej po prostu i wierzyć w to, że się uda strzelić gola, bo sfera mentalna, jak wiadomo, w piłce jest bardzo istotna.
Well, the most important thing is training, obviously, the shooting training, where we try to convert every possible situation from every possible angle. Game against Toronto. We know that very important thing in football is the mental state of the players. When you lose 1, 2, even more chances, you cannot give up. You have to keep going. You have to believe that it will eventually converting to goals. So it's really about keeping mental focus, and that's a very important part of the game.
Daniel Bosiaga.
So my question is, during the have you guys had any like internal discussion, players only discussion? And the reason I'm asking is because during the Euro, after the game, after the loss to Slovakia, you've held players only meeting. Was something like that considered here in Chicago? Czy prowadzicie jakieś rozmowy wewnętrzne? Spotykają się zawodnicy sami, dyskutują, co poprawić, tak jak podczas Euro, gdy spotkaliście się po meczu ze Słowacją i zagraliście najlepsze spotkanie z Hiszpanią. Czy tutaj w Chicago też coś takiego bierzecie pod uwagę?
Tak, oczywiście. To jest normalne w szatni piłkarskiej, że gdzieś piłkarze się spotykają na kolacji, żeby spędzić ten czas wspólnie, żeby porozmawiać. Tak jak my nie jesteśmy w najlepszej sytuacji, to takie spotkania oczywiście są. Wiadomo, możemy rozmawiać o kilku rzeczach, ale i tak najważniejsze jest to, co się dzieje na boisku. I tak naprawdę każdy musi sobie zdać sprawę, że musimy iść w jednym kierunku, bo inaczej to będzie wyglądało tak, jak to teraz wygląda. Tak naprawdę zostało jeszcze wiele meczów do końca sezonu, ale czas żeby punktować i to przede wszystkim też na wyjazdach.
Well, definitely we always do. I mean, be it locker room or having dinner together after the match, especially when the things do not go all that well. And we have to kind of know what's going on. We have to discuss it amongst each other. We need to go in a certain direction. Otherwise, even though the season is still quite long before in front of us, but we really have to focus on converting, on making points, and that's what we talk about when we see each other as players.
All right, excellent. Thank you for your time this afternoon, Frankie. Appreciate it. Thanks for everyone else for joining the call
Dziękuję
as well.
wszystkim za przyłączenie się. Dziękuję, panie Franku, za czas.
Thank you.